Today's video is going to be about we just trying to get this to work, but it doesn't work. Why doesn't it work? Look at the ground check. The ground check is literally what is going on? Alright, so today we're actually going to read a book. I literally cut the video before this, and it took me about an hour to actually do what I want to do. I was constantly doom scrolling. But this is the book we're going to read. Yes, sir. And we're starting on a page called Truth. And we're not going to make this too long. I just only want to see if this can become a series. I can continue. See if I like it. But let's start. Truth. Infinite presence, our eternal present. It matters not which way you embrace. As long as one day, if your path does not attend it, your soul is granted this wonderful grace. Blocked all your life by a false sense of self, kept at bay by the fear that offends. Pain continues to fester with you until faith breaks with love and amends. Born to new eyes and a sight changed forever, and a day is dawn that is new. Bearing sounds that are pure in sights of bright colors, wrapped in a magnificent hue. The river of flowers flows and awaits one to drink of it, available to all on our earth. From a love that never stops, originating beyond time, ensuring for all rebirth. Denied every day this universal gift as sleeping souls pass it by. The key to walking from the original trance, destined to reveal the great lies. What do you guys think that means? I couldn't tell you. I mean, the last part was so deep. Let's read the last part one more time. Denied every day this universal gift as sleeping souls pass it by. The key to waking from the original trance, destined to reveal the great lies. Alright, and we're starting in part 1, Who Am I? So, I'm not sure if reading books like this, I'm pretty sure the author wants you to pick up and buy a copy of his book, so I'm just reviewing it basically and just going along with you guys. Chapter 1, You Are Energy and Matter. Now, before we get into this chapter, bro, I do want to give some pre-context of, like, I already know about matter and energy and you are this, but let's see if the book has something different to say about who you are. Anything that occurs occupies space. Let's start over. Anything that occupies space and can be perceived by one or more of the physical senses matter. Therefore, you are an individual piece of matter. It takes force for matter to occupy space, and the force behind your existence as matter is the same force that creates and sustains every other piece of matter in existence. Energy behind everything. There is no thing except for energy. For energy to hold something as matter, there needs to be a certain force willing it to be. Therefore, intention or the will to exist is the force behind all of creation. This force is what turns the infinite supply of energy into finite form of matter. It is the force that binds the wave of potentiality, energy, into the particle matter to be observed. Everything observable in the world as self-expressed will. The will is evident in the attention of the atoms that form the molecules that produce the form that particular piece of matter has taken in the universe. So, let's break that down. Everything has intention, including the atoms inside your body, inside the universe. Everything formed with intention. So, everything from a mineral to a plant to an animal to a human being is constantly expressing its particular intention. If you don't think a boulder or a rock has a will, try breaking one in half with your bare hands. Intention, it turns out, is the most powerful and creative force known to mankind. Einstein's famous formula, E equals mc squared. Energy equals mass times the speed of light squared, expressed this concept of the infinite cycle of evolution of energy into matter. Intention has combined with energy to form matter into an endless number of structures, systems, and patterns. In the universe, stars and planets, in fact, entire solar systems and galaxies have all been formed by constant force of energy into matter. Each of these forms is unique. When we look at the planet we live on, we find it filled with an unending amount of distinct things. Each one of these things on our planet has gone through its own particular cumulative journey that has shaped it in the form it is currently representing. With no two paths are exactly alike, the self-evident intention of each thing is aligned in the will to exist. All matter in the universe is set apart by one or more observable distinctions. For example, the fact that at last count there were 1.8 million known different species on Earth is a powerful display of the current manifested distinct forms of possibilities that have emerged from a limitless potential of creation. While many of these individual things may look similar in shape and size, form, a distance, once you begin to observe more closely and in more detail, you start to see more and more distinctions and variations among the categories of things that first appear to be similar. A beetle is a beetle, might be your conclusion from a casual glance. However, upon further investigation, you will find that remarkably there are over 350,000 distinct species of beetles on the planet. From a distance, human beings all tend to look at the same as well, but of course, upon closer inspection, there are multiple differences between each of us, beginning with the physical appearance. We have distinct facial structures, height, eyes, hair, color. We also speak different languages and dialects depending on where we grow up. Not only are differences prevalent on the different continents, but within each continent, the inhabitants of Europe, for instance, speaks over to 200 different languages. In addition, our culture habits, including our religious rituals, our cuisines, and our style of dress, serve to further classify us. In the United States, there are at least as many different languages, dialects, fashions, and lifestyles there are areas of the country. The phrase "how are you doing" sounds very different in Seattle, how it does in Jersey City. The main point being offered is that all over the globe, matter has continually adapted and evolved into different creative forms. Each form of expression of matter that exists today is the result of millions of years of action and reaction between matter and the environment. The changes that result from these actions have occurred generations after generation because of a singular collective intent. This continuous evolution is happening on a moment-to-moment basis with everything in the universe, and the effort to harmonize with the environment to sustain experience of existence to intend to survive. Nature is always expressing its intent. For example, one of the key ingredients in the survival of planet life is sunlight. That's why everything from grass to trees end up finding a way to grow in the direction of the sun. To harness as much energy for growth and survival as possible, nature constantly changing ecosystem is a perfect display of a continual effort to adapt, achieve, and harmonization and balance, continual adaptation can be easily observed in things like the changing migratory patterns of birds, and the shift in spawning locations of certain fish due to climate change, and the ability of many insects and lizards to change color and blend to the current environment to avoid being seen by predators. Adaptation as nature is built in a structural process. So I'm ending it off right there. We did not finish the whole chapter, but what do you guys think about this series? I feel like it probably needs to be a bit more emotional on my end. I'm only just really sharing information, but to really break down in a couple of minutes of what I'm reading and getting from this first 3 pages of I Am, is that this book, it goes deeper into understand of what you really are made of. At the end of the day, we have things that differ from each person. Like the book said, we have many different characteristics, many different things that makes us different as humans. Not as humans, but as just particles. It's just atoms. So the things that I really took from this, and I really is the culture. We are all humans, and we all want to survive and experience life. We all have to adapt. So I feel like the old ways of living, like modern society, I feel like it's old, and we have better technology, we have better capabilities, we have AI, we have so much more stuff to use, tools to use to make reality better for us. We should be moving forward towards that instead of our pleasure. Like, and I'm pulling off into my own little topic, but I feel like that we need to be more. We need to be more concerned about how easy do we want life to be, like, when I say how easy, it's like, do we constantly want life to make us stressed out? Because some people find value in being stressed out. Some people find value in that. So it's like you're taking away somebody's coffee, your reason to drink coffee. You're taking away somebody's reason to smoke cigarettes. Because what happens when the world is actually healed in one day? Let's say the world is actually, it's on its way to world peace. What happens to the people that was already programmed to the chaos, to the dystopian feel of the society that was built on corruption, that was built on secrets, lies. So what do we really do about the differences, right? Because it talks about I am, right? I am this, I am that. But I'm pretty sure if we continue reading in this chapter, it's going to talk about more about even the Eastern philosophy. We're all one being, but it does come a difference, because what makes us different is our choices, our intentions. That's what makes all of us different, is our intention. What's your intention? What's my intention? That's what makes us different, is the intention. That right there alone, saying that out loud and actually understanding that, it's a blessing, because you might have a different intention in life than I have a different intention. My intention could be it could be like, our intention can be similar, right? You could have an intention to save as many people as you can, and my intention is to be save the world. You know what I'm saying? And it's just a difference, and it's like we all have special intentions that God has intended us to do upon this earth. I really am interested in continue reading this, and hopefully talking to you guys more about these chapters and these pages, because back then people didn't have YouTube, they didn't have easy access to books. Of course, libraries, you get a library card, but everything is becoming more compact. Everything is being right there at your fingertips. Everything is literally there for you to look into. You just have to have the time, the energy, and the curiosity to look and search for truth. So if you made it this far and you like what I'm doing, you like the videos I'm making, subscribe, hit the like button, and comment below of, what do you think about this topic? What do you think about everything being one? Do you truly believe that everything is one? And what do you feel about intentions? Really, I really want you to answer, what is your intention today? What is your intention to live life? Right? Other than that, I'm gonna say it again: subscribe, like, hit the bell notification, and I'll catch you guys in the next video.